Hello, fellow fragrance lovers. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. And of course, before I start, if you could click the subscribe button, I would really love that. I am a new channel and I'm trying to work my way up, getting my subscribers. But thank you to those of you who already have subscribed and are giving me some nice feedback. I love it. And I'm just gonna keep making these videos to entertain myself, and hopefully you too, but a lot to entertain myself. So I've got my poofy shoulders today and my crazy wavy hair, and I am ready to go totally 80s. Oh, and my 80s makeup. This is also, I cannot stop using the ColourPop Malibu Barbie collection, which is very 80s. I'm just going to keep using it almost every day. I love it. It's really amazing. I think if any of you would like a beauty favorites video or talk about my makeup stuff, please let me know in the comments if you would enjoy that. I think I am going to do that because if you don't know, I am also a makeup artist. I haven't done anything recently, but I've worked for several cosmetics lines. I've gone to beauty school. So maybe I'll do beauty favorites. We'll see. We'll see. So yes, today I am coming at you with some powerful perfumes from the 1980s. And there's a little bit of a backstory. I'll be short because, you know, I know personally when I'm watching YouTube videos and they go into this long story, I'm like, okay, just fast forward it. But I want to explain myself. So of course, I did a video a few weeks ago on the Halston fragrance, right, which is actually a 70s perfume. And by the way, that is my biggest success so far. It's close to 1,000 views now, which I know that's not a lot for like full-on YouTubers, but for someone new like me, that is pretty astounding. So I'm really excited about that, and I hope people are enjoying that one. So when I smell that fragrance, you know, it's a very strong fragrance, even though it's apparently been watered down or reformulated or whatever, it's powerful. And I just started thinking about the days when really powerful perfumes were popular in my youth. And I feel like everything's gotten so watered down now. And so everything's like fresh and clean and smell like you're not wearing perfume and skin scent and all of that. Don't offend anybody. Ooh. Now, I'm sorry. I grew up in the 80s, and I still believe that your perfume should walk into a room before you do. That's just my opinion. You can disagree with me, but I've kind of lost that a little bit. You know, I kind of got sucked into some of the more mild fragrances, but with this little 80s collection here, some of these perfumes that I'm revisiting from my youth, I don't know. Now I feel like just wearing a lot of 80s fragrances and really strong fragrances, even though it's 93 degrees outside right now. And this is not the appropriate time for them whatsoever. So I now know that this is not original at all. But getting back to, see, I'm going off in tangents. So after smelling that Halston perfume, I was thinking about 80s perfumes that I liked. Ordered a few. One of them I already had, luckily, and decided to revisit them. So I get them and I'm smelling them like, oh my gosh. And then as I was preparing to make the video, I thought I will just check to see if anybody else made 80s perfume videos or how many there are out there. And there are. I mean, I'm not being like super original, but I was very happy to see that one of my very favorite YouTubers, Soki London, she did an 80s perfume video, and she had some of the same picks, and she's just cute as a button. If you don't watch that channel, Soki London, really wonderful. And then I saw that Super Date Gub did an 80s video, and his was really good too. And again, he has some of the same ones. So I have some thoughts that are similar, some that are maybe a little bit different, but we definitely have some commonalities between them. But just know, because my big thing is I like to be original, just know that I actually planned this, got the perfumes and everything before I knew about the other videos that were out there about 80s fragrances. Sorry, that took a really long time to explain. was not necessary. So let's get into the actual perfumes. This is the problem though, is now that I'm smelling these strong perfumes and I'm loving them so much and they're making me remember my childhood when things were happy and there wasn't a pandemic and all of that. Now that's all I want to wear. And like I said, it's in the 90s. We're actually in the middle of a 5-day heat wave where I am. And this is not the appropriate time for these whatsoever. And I'm almost like wanting to throw my like beachy tropical perfumes to the wayside because I'm so excited about these. So I don't know what's going to happen, but yeah, they're great. So the first fragrance that we're going to start off with is one that when it was out, I mean, I was really little, but I absolutely hated this. My mom hated it. And I think that's part of the reason why I hated it. And the other reason why I think we both hated it is that I want to be appropriate because I do have some younger subscribers, but there were some bees, we'll call them bees, ladies, who wore this. This is like the fragrance that like the pushy, like homeroom mom, like the mean homeroom mom who gossiped about everyone. Like that's what she wear, like, and thinks she was like bougie, but really not. Anyway, I hated it. And that's why I only got a little tiny one. But this is Giorgio Beverly Hills, which was released in 1981. And this is the weirdest thing. Okay. So look at that cute little bottle. It is really cute. So I'm like, oh, I was just expecting to hate it because back then, all those years ago, I hated it. Oh my God. Like, and I will say, because everything's reformulated. That's the other thing. Don't put comments that like, these aren't the same as when. I know that. I'm aware. I know they've all been reformulated and they're not exactly the same. But I will say, out of all of these, from what I remember, this is like the closest. Like, it still, to me, smells like it did. I don't know if you had this, but I didn't own it, so I don't know. So, Giorgio Beverly Hills, the top notes are orange blossom, peach, apricot, and bergamot. Mid notes are tuberose, gardenia, ylang ylang, jasmine, orchid, and rose. So the tuberose, I hate tuberose, as I've explained before. But one thing I'm learning with these perfumes, tuberose was like used differently in the 80s or blended in differently because some of these fragrances have tuberose, but it doesn't bother me. I think it was like when Michael Kors made those screechy tuberose fragrances. Like, I can't stand any of those. No offense, Michael Kors. I'm sure he's a lovely person. These don't bother me. So I don't know what the deal is with that. And base notes are oak moss, chamomile, sandalwood, amber, musk, vanilla, patchouli, and cedar. Okay. So here is the peculiar thing with this. Even though I hated this before, when I put this on and smelled it again after decades, I'm like, oh my God, this makes me so happy. Like, I'm happy. This makes me think of when I was little and things were wonderful and excess was a good thing and you could be like greedy and want money. I don't know. I love it. So this is strange. When I watched, these were my thoughts. I watched Super Jacob's video and he kind of said the same thing about it. So I was like, okay, I'm not crazy. I mean, like I am a little bit, but you know what I mean? It's not just me. It's not just me. He was saying this made him happy. It made him think of happier times and all of that. So I don't know. I might start wearing it. I can't believe I'm saying that. But Giorgio Beverly Hills, by the way, like when this came out, I'm sure you heard, there's so much folklore about this. It started out as really exclusive, expensive, and all these celebrities wore it, including Michael Jackson. And then there was a rumor that, certain restaurants wouldn't let you in if you were wearing it. And I've heard over the years all kinds of things associated with Giorgio Beverly Hills, but I'm going to say I'm liking this little guy. So to me, that was a Limelight Last 2 thumbs up now. Not in the 80s. I hated it then, but I kind of like it now. I'm so embarrassed for myself. All right, the next one. I only got a little spray of this, where they like decant it into here. I mean, that's plenty. I think this will last a while. So the next one I have is Dior Poison from 1985. Probably my favorite year of the 80s. I love 1985. Back to the Future. My sister was born, you know. I guess I should have made that like the opposite. I guess like my sister being born should be more important than Back to the Future, but you know, it's whatever. So Dior Poison is another one that I did not own. My mom didn't own it, but I remember smelling, like when I smelled this, I was like, oh yeah. To me, it kind of smells like grape juice, but good. I don't know. So top notes are plum, wild berries, coriander, anise, and Brazilian rosewood. Mid notes are tuberose, again, but doesn't bother me in this one. Incense, white honey, cinnamon, apoponics, carnation, jasmine, African orange flower, and rose. And base notes are vanilla, or vanille, amber, sandalwood, musk, heliotrope, vetiver, and Virginia cedar. Not to be confused with any other state cedar. Okay. So my thoughts on Poison, it's strong. I do know that it's not as strong as it used to be, though. That I do know. I can confirm. Because I remember even when I worked in the department stores, you know, back in like 2001, 2002, and this was around, it was even stronger, I feel like, back then. So it is a little bit watered down. And I do enjoy some of the flankers, but it was the first time I believe I sprayed this on myself, and I do like it. I'm going to probably hold, this one is one that I really feel like might have to wait until fall and winter to come out and play, but I do like it. It is it makes a statement, that is for sure. So that is Dior Poison from 1985. All right, next. I think I like this one the best, and I'm going to start wearing it. Just flat out. I'm just going to tell you right now. Also from 1985. I only have the little teeny bottle, but Calvin Klein Obsession. Now, this is one, I mean, it was all over the place. This smell is so familiar to me. Again, I think it's been watered down a little bit, but it brought back a lot of memories. But again, I don't remember ever wearing this like on my skin. I just remember smelling it around when I was little, and oh my gosh, this is so good. Like, why did no one tell me that Obsession was so good? Okay, so the top notes of Obsession are vanilla, basil, bergamot, mandarin orange, green notes, peach and lemon. Mid notes are spices, sandalwood, coriander, oak moss, cedar, orange blossom, jasmine, and rose. And the base notes are amber, incense, vanilla, civet, musk, and vetiver. These are like all my favorite notes, first of all. It's like a little bit, like it's musky, powdery, vanilla-y. But I don't know, it's like creamy and deep and good. And this is also fall and winter appropriate, but I don't care. Like, this is one I am going to wear it maybe at night in the summer or cooler days. It's really good. And the other thing about this, and actually all of these, is now that they're so old and been around for a really long time, and I guess are reformulated and probably bought up by other companies. I don't know how many of these are like the same company that even produces them. They're so stinking affordable. So, I mean, I forget how much this little guy was, but really like $6 or something like that. So I'm definitely going to be using that. And these are all Limelight Last 2 thumbs up. I'm just going to tell you right now. So that's Obsession, Calvin Klein, 1985. All right. The next one I am a little bit familiar with because it was my mom's signature scent for a really long time. And any time she was getting ready to go out somewhere and, I don't know, being fancy, she wore this. Also, I think this was good for not just my dad, but husbands everywhere, because it just was like an easy gift. You know, sometimes guys don't know what to get. I mean, all these perfumes, really. I feel like I don't know, people out there, do your significant others like go to the store and like buy you a perfume? Because back when I was little, like my dad had to go to the counter and ask for it and everything. Now, I don't know, maybe people just order online or whatever, but it was like a big deal. Like you went and you got it. And that was part of like what made it special for the lady, was like, oh, he made the effort to go to the department store, because we all know that most men don't like going to the department store. So it was like a thing. And now I don't think people do that as much. I don't know. You tell me though. So anyway, what I'm rambling on about is Elizabeth Taylor's Passion. And yeah, this takes me back. This is from 1988. I could put a little on. So I don't know, because today I'm picking up that it's similar. Yeah. When I first sprayed this, like this one that I got, like this does not smell like I remember it. Like this one probably has like the roughest reformulation. And it's not bad. Like it's not like it smells bad, but it does not smell exactly how I remember it. And sometimes I would like sneak into my mom's room and like put some on. So I have smelled it on my skin. I don't know if she knows that. But like after it settles a little bit, I do smell the similarities, but it's not exactly the same. I'm going to say maybe like 80% of the original. But let me tell you the notes in this one. So top notes are aldehydes, coriander, gardenia, artemisia, don't know what that is, lang lang, bergamot, lily of the valley. Mid notes are sandalwood, spicy notes, honey, tuberose, again, but doesn't bother me, patchouli, orris root, cedar, heliotrope, jasmine, and rose. And base notes of incense, civet, leather, oak moss, sandalwood, musk, cedar, vanilla, and coconut, which is, I don't really smell it, but okay. So again, this one is strong. I will say it's still pretty strong compared to other fragrances like that are out now. So you would definitely be making a statement if you wore this. It's nice. It has a teeny bit of sweetness to it, but not much. And it really almost borders on being unisex. It's a lot more masculine than I remember it. I don't know. And I mean, it does have leather in it. It has oak moss and sandalwood. So that might be why. But it's still a fantastic fragrance. And again, super, super affordable now. And it just really, I don't know, it's very nostalgic for me. So I really like this one. So again, Elizabeth Taylor Passion from 1988. Okay, last but not least, I believe from 1984. I've talked about this before on my channel because it's in my top 3 favorite fragrances of all time. And that is the OG Coco Eau de Parfum. And I never get sick of this. I can wear this anytime. I love this. It's the best Chanel fragrance in my opinion. Top notes in Coco are Bulgarian rose, coriander, peach, jasmine, and mandarin orange. Mid notes are cloves, rose, orange blossom, mimosa, and clover. And base notes are amber, sandalwood, tonka bean, civet, apoponics, vanilla, and labdanum. And if you're noticing, a lot of these notes are the same. I mean, the 80s fragrances used many of the same notes, had the same accords to them. It was all about being strong, powerful, making an entrance with your fragrance, letting everyone know, around you that you're wearing the fragrance. And I like that. I'm a Leo, so I like that. So Coco is just, I've said this a few times before in some of my other videos. When you first spray it, it does pack a punch. And it's not at all what it dries down to. It's much softer when it dries down, but this one is a beast as far as longevity. it lasts for a really long time. This is one that if you don't take a shower or something, you don't wash it off, the next day you'll still smell it. I mean, it'll be very subtle and mostly the vanilla, like that's what I get in the last stages of the dry down. But oh my gosh, it's just so beautiful. I mean, to me, I was just having this conversation with someone. There are no Chanel fragrances that I think are bad that I haven't smelled all of them, but every one that I've smelled, I've never smelled one that was bad. I think they're all so beautifully crafted. There are ones that I don't like personally, but I think they're wonderful. So that is, again, Coco from Chanel. Wonderful flankers too, you know, have come along from Coco, and I like the flankers as well. But to me, hands down, nothing beats Coco, in my opinion. All right, well, there you have it. Those are my powerful perfumes from the 80s. If you would like me to do any other decades, please let me know. But little spoiler alert, I do have a 70s one on the way, and I'm really, really, really excited about that one. So stay tuned for that. And as always, thank you again for your support. And I would really, really appreciate if you would subscribe to my channel. And if you enjoy my videos, please share, encourage your friends to watch and subscribe. I'm trying to build up my YouTube presence. And I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.